Hello everyone, so welcome to our session of learning German with EGIFL. So in our previous session we learned sentence structure of a statement sentence. Now this is part 2. In this one we'll be learning the sentence structure of questions. Now first thing guys, there are two type of questions in German. As you know, same like in English. In German we call it as W-Frage. The W stands for W and Frage means question, and the next one is Ja-Nein-Frage, which basically stands for yes or no question. Now W-Frage we ask whenever we need some information. For example, what is your name? Now I'm asking for an information, right? My name is, let's suppose I want to say my name is Vishal. Where are you going? I'm going to the park. Now in Ja-Nein-Frage we need confirmation. Do you have a car? You'll say yes or no. Do you have a book? You'll say yes or no. So let's start with our sentence structure. So for W-Frage, the sentence structure we have is, at our first position we'll have a W word. Okay, it can be anything. What, when, where, who. Okay. At our second position, as I said in the previous video, verb's position is fixed. It always comes at the second position. In W-Frage also it always stays at the second position. So at the second position we'll have our verb, then we'll have our subject, and then we'll have the rest of the sentence. Now let's take an example in German. So I want to say, let's say, what are we eating today? So for what, the W word we have in German is was. Now I'll give you 2 seconds to take a guess for the verb to eat. If you have guessed it correct, it is essen. Now the subject we have is what are we eating today? So for we, the word we have in German is wir. Now as you know guys, verb is always conjugated based on the subject. So the subject is wir, that means what? Verb remains in infinite form. So what will write at the second position? Essen. Then we'll have our subject and then the rest of the sentence which is left out with today. So for today the word we have in German is heute. H-E-U-T-E. Heute. And then at the end, as you know, question mark. Now let me break it once again for you. First position we had our W word. Then second position we had our verb. Then at third position we had our subject, and then the rest of the sentence. So this was the sentence structure for W word questions. Let's go to the yes no question. Now till now I was saying verb comes at the second position, verb comes at the second position. Now Ja-Nein-Frage, basically your yes no question, is one of the places guys where we start a sentence with verb. Let me give the sentence structure. So for Ja-Nein-Frage, the sentence structure we have is first position verb, then your subject, and then your rest of the sentence. Let's take an example. Okay, now suppose I want to say, do you have a car? So the verb that I'm about to use is to have. Now what is a verb in German? You have 2 seconds to guess it. If you have guessed it correct, it's haben. Again, verb is conjugated based on the subject. So right now, suppose I'm saying it in an informal way. Now as you guys know, there are in second person, there are 2 ways, informal and formal. Now suppose I'm addressing a person in an informal way, singular person. So for that, the pronoun we use is du. Okay. Now based on du, the conjugation of haben is hast. Why it happened? That will be explained in our verb conjugation video, which I think you might have seen it. So for that, what we have is hast, Okay, then subject, that is du, and do you have a car? Ein Auto. Now let's break it one by one. First position, I'll have my verb. Again, I'm repeating it. Ja, nein Frage is one of the places or one of the sentences where we start our sentence or question basically with a verb. Verb doesn't come at the second position, it comes at the first position. Then what we have is our subject, and then at the end object, or what I basically call is rest of the sentence. Do you have a car? Now as we learned in a statement sentence, okay, so suppose if I want to answer this thing, so what we have to do is, guys, at first we have to say yes or no. Now I have a money, I have a car, so I want to say yes. So what will I say is ja, comma. Now a statement sentence will come in picture, which we have already learned. So for statement sentence, the structure was subject, verb, rest of the sentence. Now suppose I am answering it. So my subject is I. The word that we have for I in German is ich. Ja, ich, I have a car. What will I say? Ich habe ein Auto. As we have already discussed, how does the sentence structure goes? Subject, verb, and then my object or rest of the sentence. So guys, that's all for our sentence structure. I hope you have learned some valuable lessons from this thing. If you have any doubts, please comment in our comment box, or if you have any questions, please do let us know. Thank you all. That's all for our session of sentence structure.
Eduflair, education driven by passion.